Today, I'm going to be demonstrating the cleaning process for this Scotsman Prodigy Plus flaker ice machine. This is an F08 100-pound. I'll tell you the exact model number here in a second, but I'm going to go through the exact cleaning process that you should follow step by step, also utilizing some of the cleaning instructions that are hidden right behind the front panel. To give us as much access as possible, we're going to take off the front panel, 2 screws, and that'll come out just like that. With the front panel removed, this machine is full of ice, so it's off on B, which just means the bin is full. We're gonna hit the power button, the off button, excuse me. That's gonna go to 0, shows that this thing's off. We're gonna take off the top panel, this side panel. Don't really need to take this side off, but there's just a couple screws, and then these parts come off. Like I was telling you earlier, cleaning instructions on the inside of the top panel. Panels are removed, machine is off. We need to take all of the ice out of the storage bin, put it in a bucket, and get rid of it. All of the ice is removed out of the storage bin. We're now going to shut off our water. And then we are going to drain the water out of this water reservoir. We're just gonna take this little red cap off and dump it into a water pitcher. The basic idea is you get the water pitcher, get that red cap to come off, and then all your water will drain out of the water reservoir and out of the ice machine evaporator. I've replaced my drain hose. I'm gonna remove the cover from my water reservoir so I can add my hot water into it. It says in the instructions to add your cleaner and your hot water right away. I like to do 1 round of hot water first and then go back with the cleaner. That way I can ensure my evaporator doesn't have any ice inside of it. After letting that sit for a couple minutes, we're gonna go ahead and drain it once again, just like that. And then obviously holding it down low will get everything out of it. Have my cleaning solution mixed up. Scotsman recommends you use 8 ounces of Clear One ice machine cleaner in its products. If you've ever been on hold with Scotsman tech support, you hear them say that over and over again. Cleaner's been added to the reservoir. We're gonna hit the clean button. Auger is gonna start running. 20 minutes of auger just turning, 20 minutes of ice making. At some point in time, you're gonna need to turn your water back on. While this thing is running, I'm gonna clean the condenser back there, just take some compressed air and blow it out, and I'm gonna change this water filter. Clean has ended. I shut my water back off and drained my reservoir. I'm gonna show you now how to disassemble this section. There's a little metal slide on top of here. It's kind of a pain to get, but essentially you just push it back, and then this top lid will come off. You can take that, put it in the sink. This guy up top screws off. That goes in the sink. And then this guy comes up and off, and that goes in the sink. These guys, the bin sensors or bin eyes or whatever you want to call them, garage door sensors. This should slide out of here. This goes to the sink. I'm gonna be pretty careful with these so we don't ruin them. We need to dry this top part off, remove this cap, and grease that bearing. Before greasing the bearing, we're also gonna take off some of these water hoses so that we can take them to the sink and clean them. That comes out just like that. And this one comes off of the evaporator. Just like that. And then this is on here as well. Kind of a pain to get off sometimes, but if you work at it, it should come out. That one comes off there. That comes off there. And pull this guy out. Oh, I missed. I might end up having to use both my hands to get this one off, but once you loosen it up, it should slide off. It goes over there. For the water trough, scrub it out with a little bristle brush and then just wipe it clean. Looks like somebody had put some silicone on here because it was leaking. These are the water level sensors. They're sometimes easy to get out, sometimes hard, but essentially you just pull these out, make sure they're wiped off and nice and clean. There's 2 of them. I may end up needing to get, nope, got it. But wipe that off and then put that back in. And like I said, we need to grease this bearing. This cap is reverse threads. So essentially just get something that you can get some leverage on it and twist this and it'll come right off, and I'll show you how to grease that bearing. It's kind of hard to see, but right there stamped on top of the plastic, it has an arrow that says remove. I like to use a pair of channel locks, and then if you get some pressure on it, you can loosen it up, and then after it's loosened, you can get in there with your hand and just loosen it up. And although I'm turning the direction of tightening, it's actually loosening because it is reverse threads, and we're gonna pull that off. And that gray is just a sign that the grease that's in there is getting all used up. So we're gonna feed it with some new grease, I believe is what it is. I have a little, let's see what this is. Mobile grease, white, whatever it is. Multi-purpose grease, that's all it is. My grease gun has a little needle installed on the end of it, so I can take the needle and I can stick it down inside of here, just like that, and I can fill it in with some grease all the way around in all these little holes. I need 2 hands to do it, but I'll show you what it looks like at the end. After adding the new grease to the bearing, this is pretty much what it should look like. All the new grease got shoved down into the bearing, forcing the old grease to squeeze up out of the top. What you're gonna do, you don't wanna remove it all, but you wanna remove a lot of the excess. Just use a rag with your finger and just take off some of the old stuff, pretty much just like that. And then we're gonna throw the cap back on it. And don't forget that it's reverse threads. So although it looks like I'm screwing it off, I'm actually tightening it. And then there's a watershed that goes on top. I sprayed some cleaner into my water reservoir, wiped it out with a rag, wiped off my water level probes and reinstalled those. For the eyes, the bin level sensor, if you use a dry rag, you can just lightly wipe the eye. More than likely, you won't actually need to do this. If you just visually inspect it, it should look clean. But if there is something in there, just a dry rag, wipe it off. Don't spray it with any cleaners or anything like that. You may ruin it and have to buy a new set. I'm going to clean my parts, reinstall them, just do it in reverse of how you took it apart. Should be pretty simple. All put back together, machine's still off. Before you turn it on, you're gonna wanna clean out the storage bin. I've already done it, so I won't bore you with the whole process. This comes out pretty easy. It just kind of slides up and over when the weight of it is against the ice. That'll go down all the way. Scrub it out, rinse it out with some water, make sure your drain line is clear, and then hit the power button, let this thing run, see if it makes ice. I'm gonna put all the panels on it real quick. Within the first 2 or 3 minutes, ice is gonna start falling just like that. Hopefully you found this video helpful. Ice Machine 411 posts exclusively ice machine service and repair videos. Check out the channel, like and subscribe. See you on the next one.